sound of the conference room door opening brings George back to the present as he acknowledges the return of Bob Branson. The mogul and mogul in waiting prepare to get down to business. The two men approach the panel doors, not unlike two conquistadors moving toward the treasure chamber of an ancient Inca temple, with a silent softness bordering on reverence. George passes the keys to Bob, who inserts a key with a turn, a click, and a turn of the handles. The doors open with the creaking sound of underused hinges. Branson flips a light switch, revealing a small foyer leading to a clerical area with computers, beyond which the space expands into a massive file room. And files they were, row after row of black four-drawer files. Though silent, pristine, and polished, their silence seemed to scream to George in a plaintive way, saying simply, "It's here." But what's here? There, everywhere. The surging in his heart spread to his lips as George thinks to himself, the kingdom of CDI. For an eternal moment, the two stood staring at one another, fixed-faced and frozen. Then, with a thawed hand, Branson reunites his hand with the hand of the Anointed One. The coronation is complete. As Bob turns to exit, George's next words catch him in the mid-stride and remind him that he forgot to give him the password. The traditional tension is broken by the laughter of both men. Titans they are, technicians they're not. They both continue to chuckle at the realization that without the password, access to the files is impossible. After activating an instant-on system, the computer generates a voice, more male than female, to request the password. A voice-activated system. A total surprise and pleased Mr. Myers observed. This would make his task less daunting. Bob Branson replies immediately, "Essay." George just stares at Bob as the entire system comes alive. "Essay?" George thinks to himself. Branson explained that even though he was always better at writing proposals than prose, he has always fantasized about being a great writer. Not necessarily of a novel, but of a powerful, poignant paper of some sort. An essay, if you will. But he never got around to it, and the password is his constant clarion call, a call he has never answered. After entering George's voice into the voice recognition transfer system and the manual override program, the transition is complete. Branson exits quickly, this time as both men realize that George has to enter his own private password into the system, a task that Bob's presence makes impossible. After the click of the door confirms the ex-CEO's exit, George goes through the necessary sequence to secure his kingdom. "Computer, this is George Myers." George Myers acknowledged. "Password deletion requested." Password deletion requested acknowledged. "Delete password essay." Password essay deleted. "New password requested." New password acknowledged. George pauses and then suddenly, in a calm and almost muted monotone, he utters the word, "New password, essay." A transfixed George sits virtually paralyzed by what he has done. He follows a feeling, and as demanded by these feelings, remains loyal to his unstated credo. Not to always know why, but always never to deny. When he regains his emotional composure, he begins to review the files on the computer screens. The system is relatively simple. Each file cabinet drawer and file documents are shown in virtual reality on a separate screen. A virtual clerk retrieves the requested folders and their internal documents, displaying them by page on another screen. George has a choice of reading the documents himself or listening to the voice of his personal reading assistant, a somewhat irritating voice closely resembling in George's opinion, a middle-aged man in need of extra fiber. He can't wait to get Nina's voice installed to guide him through this maze of information. As he meanders through the main menu's minutes, consisting of the requisite corporate documents that focus on marketing, financials, project acquisitions, development, legal, IPO/SEC data, and government relations information, the menu scroll comes to an abrupt halt as the constipated computer voice poses a question. SA2?